Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Celtic Warband here, and welcome back to another battle in 3rd Age Reforged. This replay was submitted by Gandalf and features an epic clash between elves and men on the peak of a mountain. And this battle comes to a very close ending, so I hope you guys do enjoy. Go ahead and sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. On one side of the mountaintop, we have the Realm of Lothlorien, commanded by Gandalf, and he has some cavalry on this mountaintop. It'll be interesting to see how he uses his cavalry, because it's a lot of close-quarter fighting and choke points, and he has 3 units of them, 3 units of the Lornand Mounted Company, and I believe one of them is his general. You can see the red-cloaked elf right there. So yeah, we'll have to see how he can use these to outflank the enemy when there's so many small choke points, but we'll take a look at that later on in the battle. He also has, I believe, 2 or 3 of the Blades of the Wood, the light infantry. He's got one here mixed in with his cavalry, and he has at least one other down here to block this path that actually leads up behind his forces. He has 2 units of the March Wardens of the Wood, and 2 units of the Lornand Archers, very heavily armored archers. Speaking of heavily armored, he has 2 units of the Caras Galadon's Guardians, and right behind that he has 2 units of the Lornand Swordmasters. So a very elite army, but a very small army. Definitely going for quantity over quantity, but then again, most elven armies are. And that rounds out the Realm of Lothlorien's force, so let's go ahead and take a look at his enemy. Opposing the Realm of Lothlorien on this mountaintop is Rudar, commanded by Bruzone. And since when did Sauron actually throw his lot in with the forces of Rudar? Look at this officer here. And it looks like every single officer of the Rudar units is this guy. He is absolutely insane looking. Even on the clansmen too. That's like the standard officer, really cool looking. If you guys know any lore about this, if this is like a historical officer unit for Rudar, like why they chose this modeling, I'd really love to know. But anyways, taking a look at Bruzone's forces, you can tell he definitely went more for quantity rather than quality. He's got 6 units of Rudar swordsmen here in the front lines, and we also have 2 units of Rudar axemen and 2 or 3 units of Rudar Trollshaw axe throwers. But I believe they have a stock ability or something of that nature that makes them invisible until enemy units are closer. But he's got them right in front of the Rudar swordsmen here. On this flank, he's got 3 units of the Rudar clansmen, 203 men in that unit, so very, very large presence of clansmen on the battlefield. He also has 2 units of the Entmore Troll Hunters, and these guys actually have a javelin ability, so they'll be able to throw some javelins into the elves, get that armor-piercing damage before charging on in. He also has 3 units of pikemen. He's got 2 of the Dunman pikemen, and then 1 unit of the Harandane pikemen, I think is how you pronounce it. Running back over here to his general that's up on this slope, he has the Harandane Nobles. Love the red wolf on that black shield, looking very cool. But cooler than that is this general here. He's dual wielding right now. He's got like the black paint, the awesome beard, and he has like a stick that's got like shards of iron wedged into it, and then a massive axe for cleaving enemies asunder. Very cool general. I can't wait to see him in the battle. But last but not least, we've got a couple units of cavalry way over here on the flanks, and I really love this unit too. They are the Coldfell Maidens, and they consist of an all-women cavalry unit. Very awesome. Getting some Viking vibes as well from these buckler shields. But they are javelin cavalry, so again, more armor-piercing damage for Bruzone. And that rounds out the army of Rudar, so let's go ahead and get to the battle. Alright guys, welcome to the battlefield, and as you can see we have the cavalry from Rudar really softening up the light infantry of the elves, trying to break their defenses and make a way behind the Elven lines. Now, these are cheaper infantry, the Blades of the Wood, but they're already down to 77 men, and I would say that this is an acceptable throwaway unit for that Javelin Cavalry, the Coldfell Maidens, but the balance of power is already heavily against Gandalf, and he's already lost 6% of his force. That is unbelievable to have lost 6% in just those few volleys there. But he is relatively safe from any cavalry charges because he has placed some stakes here, but just really unfortunate to lose those units early on. But I guess if there was any units to lose out of the Elven force, it would be the light Blades of the Wood. However, we do have the Coldfell Maidens all the way down the mountain slopes here. They didn't want to get outflanked by the approach of the Lorenund Mounted Company. Now, this is a heavy cavalry unit with 48 men in the unit. However, they're going up against 2 units of the Coldfell Maidens at 63 each in that unit. So the elves are heavily outnumbered, and of course we do have the Coldfell Maidens using those javelins to kite the heavily armored elven cavalry as they chase them down the mountain slopes. And again, very unfortunate to already... I can't believe that he's already in the last... Two minutes of the battle that we've just started, he's up to 10% casualties. This is really a tough start, but we're not going to stay too long down here because I think that we do have some of the Rudar Axemen over here pushing into melee. We've got the Lorenund Sword Masters here fighting the Rudar Axemen, and we've also got another unit of Blades of the Wood that has kind of outflanked them. However, we do have that very elite spear infantry lining up, and it looks like we do have the elves disengaging, surprisingly. I think they would have been able to break the Axemen quite easily, but they're going to form up and just hold behind their spearmen and allow the very elite elven spearmen to do all of the work. We've also got a few that are actually stuck behind enemy lines, so they were able to retreat when the rest of their unit did. We've also got some of the banner carriers, the flag bearers there, and it looks like they did survive, which is excellent for the elves. Unfortunately, this unit of Rudar Axemen kind of sent in there all on its own, so there wasn't really much that they could have been expected to do. Now, what I'm a little bit worried for Bruzone here with all of these units kind of just sitting here in range of those elven archers. Now, you do not want to get into a prolonged skirmish with the elves. You will most certainly lose, and it is unfortunate, but he is already starting to lose some of his swordsmen here. You can see Rudar Swordsman at 179. This one's already down to 160 men, and it looks like they're also focusing some of the swordsmen and the Trollshaw axe throwers that are farther behind. Now, I believe that the axe throwers will have some AP damage, so they would be a choice target to line up and fire their axes into this heavily armored spearman, the Karas Galadhan's Guardians. I think these are some of Gandalf's most elite units that he's brought to the battlefield. Aside from his swordsmen, he's got his sword masters over here as well. But yeah, we've got the March Wardens of the Wood here, and some. I think he had some archers as well. Yeah, some Lorenund archers here. So he's got 2 or 3 good units that are really starting to close that gap on manpower. In fact, they're actually even at this point at 13% killed for both. And we're just seeing a charge here as the Rudar Swordsman just gets skewered on this pike line. We've also got the other one kind of closing in. Now, this is a bit of a worry, because as it's closing in, there is a big gap here where the Rudar Swordsman could push around and actually outflank the elves. But we know the elves, even in the face of being outflanked, they will hold for quite some time. A couple of axes shooting across the screen as well, so they're probably focusing on the swordmasters that are in the back. I'm hoping that the elves are focusing them down, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing. Even in a loose formation, the elves should be able to take those down quite quickly. Now, just a quick look down the mountain over here. It looks like the Coldfell Maidens were victorious. However, I'm just going to run down here because I don't believe it. We actually have some of the mounted cavalry still surviving here. 17 remaining. We've got 34 and 19 for the Coldfell Maidens. Wow, so it looks like the Rudar Cavalry definitely came out worse for wear in that engagement. Let's quickly run back up here, though, to this very solid fight on the peak of the mountain. Rudar's swordsmen trying to push through, but they're just being cut down by the superior elven units. A couple of the elves are losing their lives in the front lines, which is unfortunate, but for every one elf that dies, 10 to 15 of these Rudar warriors are slain on this battlefield. Some of them doing some of the spin around moves. I love it. This guy is absolutely bloodied up. I can't even see his face. He's so bloodied. But he is still getting kills here. Now, an interesting thing about this mountaintop is that we actually have a whole another path over here. And look at this. We've got some of these pikemen, Rudar pikemen, that have been pushed up almost all the way to the lines of the elves, but we've got the third unit of Lornan archers just tearing this pike unit apart. It's really unfortunate. We've got the Blades of the Wood here, another cheap light infantry unit. I can see why he has these pikemen here, just to ward off the mounted company that is just poised and ready to strike. But this is really unfortunate to lose such an elite unit like this, or such a good holding unit in choke points as these pikemen. Now, does he have any more? It looks like we did actually have an initial charge here by the cavalry. We do have some Dunman pikemen back here. That's a pretty huge unit, 203 in the unit, and it looks like we do have 2. So he's got 2 other pike units, and we've also got the Entmoor Troll Hunters. I believe these are one of his most elite units. Look at the heavy armor on these guys. Yeah, so he's got a lot of clansmen in reserve, so this is definitely not over for Rudar. But I will say that the balance of power is starting to look a little bit better in favor of Gandalf. 18% of the elves have been slain, but 28% of the Rudar. And it looks like another tactical retreat for Gandalf here, moving away from these Rudar swordsmen. I'm not sure if he was trying to charge down to catch the Trollshaw axe throwers in melee, and it just wasn't successful, so he is going to pull back behind his staunch line of spears. Let's get a good shot of that as the swordsmen come back up to face the, what are these called again? The Karas Galadons. Spearmen. A very, very good holding unit. And if you just look down the mountain slope there, you can see all of the dead that have just been annihilated by archers. You gotta remember, these guys were not killed in melee. These were all killed by the archers of Lothlorien. Absolutely insane. Now, I do see that we have a unit over here on the flanks. What is this unit? What do we got over here? Is this still the cavalry? Yeah, it's the Coldfell Maidens, so that is fine. They're pretty depleted, and I don't think they're going to be able to do too much more in this battle. But we've got more of the Trollshaw axe throwers moving forwards. I don't know if they've used up all of their ammunition. We'll see how close they get. No, in fact, actually, they're going to throw their axes and destroy that staunch line of spears, and Gandalf immediately notices this, and he's going to try and get them out of there. But a lot of the axes are meeting their mark. Yeah, just charge those swordsmen back down on those Trollshaw axe throwers. There you go, boys. No, you're not going to escape this time. There we go. Slaughter them, elves. Slaughter them. Well done. And that has broken them for sure. Yes, it has. We've got a lot of swordsmen here ready and waiting, though. If I was Gandalf, yeah, I'd just charge right in. Well done. So it looks like Gandalf is now on the attack. Instead of defending, he is ready to take the fight to the remaining Rudar forces up on this side of the hill. Now, did they not bring any archers? We got more Rudar swordsmen here. Looks like 2 units. And we've got the general over here, the noble cavalry. But it looks like, yeah, it looks like no archers to speak of. Now, I don't play 3rd Age Reforged that often, so I'm sure some of you guys can comment down below. It may be possible that Rudar doesn't have access to archers, so that's why he brought the Trollshaw axe throwers instead. Or he could have just favored them. Just thinking how heavily armored the elves are, maybe he thought that the axe throwers would have done a lot more damage, armor-piercing damage, that is, to the elves. But yeah, now the elves are starting to just pick apart the Dunman pikemen, and they're already down to 112. Wow. I cannot believe, well, I can believe how much damage these archers are doing, but I cannot believe how quickly they are doing this damage. 20% of the allies are killed, so that is the elves. 37% of the Rudar. Looks like we even had some volleys coming up over the mountaintop here, so I don't know what that's from. It could be from Gandalf firing up and over the mountaintop, but surely they wouldn't have that kind of range. I'm not 100% sure. We have another unit of Lornand Mounted Company over here, though I'm not sure if they're going to charge down the mountain slope and try and break this unit of Rudar swordsmen. There's only 56 men left. Actually, we've got one lone elf over here slowly cutting down the Rudar swordsman. Look at him just spinning into the formation. What is this guy doing? Absolute mad lad. But here we go. We've got the cavalry charging down as well, going to save their comrade who is surrounded by the Rudar swordsman. And there we go. Yep, they have broken. And I would almost just continue. What do we have over here? We've got just more Rudar swordsmen, so I would just continue maybe charging up the slope. Or at least bring that staunch line of spears up here and start pressuring this flank. The more we pressure this flank, or the more Gandalf pressures this flank, the more of these clansmen and reinforcing units are going to have to move to the other side. And what's this? Looks like we've actually got some Rudar clansmen that are moving forwards. Gandalf may not be aware of this. He's got his archers all in the front lines here. I don't know if they've run out of ammunition, though. It's quite possible he could have run out of ammunition. But I think Bruzone is just hoping that putting these clansmen in the front lines here, if the archers do have ammunition left, they'll be focusing those clansmen instead of the pikes. The pikes down to 97. We do have another unit of Dunman pikemen, though, at 200, so it's fairly healthy unit. We've also got the Endmore Troll Hunters moving up as well. And yeah, we've got some of the Lornand archers actually charging on in. They did disengage when the cavalry was moving forwards. Let's see a charge here. Yes, that was a very good charge. Only trouble is they are fighting spearmen. The clansmen are a spear unit, so he is going to take some casualties as he tries to disengage. 156 men remaining, so I don't know how many of those he did kill in that charge, but the Dunman pikemen are now trying to form up to cover the retreat of those clansmen. Let's just run through to the other side here and see what is going on. Do we have any more archers that are firing? It looks like he may have used up all of his ammunition, and it is kind of getting to a bit of a lull in the battle. Unless he is going to charge these Lornand swordmasters up the slopes. I think that is a good plan, to just push forwards. With those swordmasters, he should be able to rip through those 2 units of Rudar swordsmen. Yes, elves, yes, form up. Form up and prepare for battle. Let's quickly check on the other side just to make sure that they aren't charging in. Okay, it looks like the cavalry did go for another cycle charge. And the Dunherd pikemen, I think, defended it rather well. But now we've got the Entmore Troll Hunters that have moved up very close. I wonder if they have a missile unit as well. Looks like they do have a javelin that they can use. I love those shields, too. Such an awesome-looking unit. I think he's trying to get the javelins close enough that when that cavalry charges back in, they will be ripped to shreds. But here we go, just in time over here to see the elves actually go on the offensive, pushing up the slopes and fighting the Rudar swords in melee here. Is he disengaging again? What is Gandalf doing? Oh, he's trying to maybe move away to the one side so that his Lornand Mounted Company over here can get a solid charge off. And those archers have started to volley once again. Good for Gandalf, actually reserving his ammunition for later on in the battle. And what is he focusing on? It looks like he... Aha! There we go. We've got some more axe throwers. Okay, so they've just appeared. They must have been hidden from view until these sword masters made it close enough to discover them. So well done to Gandalf actually saving some ammunition, because in the later stages of this battle, these troll shot axe throwers can really start to tear down these elite elven units. But as of right now, these elven units are just cutting through the Rudar swordsmen. That's it, boys. Come on. I love this guard here. Look at this. He's like the officer of the unit. Absolutely sick. Well, there we go. Looks like another sword unit is pushing forwards. The axe throwers have moved a little bit closer, but I don't think they'll be able to get a good volley off on the Lornan sword masters like that. They'll probably be obstructed, or at least risk friendly fire. How are we looking over here, though? Have we pushed into melee? No, still very quiet over here. So we'll stick to this side for now until something happens on that far side. Come on, Gandalf. You need to push in some more units, though. Oh, and you can see that we do have those axe throwers throwing their axes at the mounted company. Gandalf, thankfully, got them out of range just in time. 29% for the elves, though, and 50% dead for Rudar. However, that may even out a little bit more once the archers have run out of ammunition. And I guess the only good side for Rudar is that a lot of the ammunition is being wasted on these troll shot axe throwers, and that does mean that his better units, like the Entmoors, the Entmoor troll hunters that we have here, are going to remain relatively untouched. Yeah, both of them at about 122 to 123. Okay, it looks like we do have the archers pushing in. We've got one of the units of Karas Galadron's Guardians moving over here, so I guess maybe Gandalf is a little hesitant of those Entmoor troll hunters. They are volleying, though, as Gandalf charges his units in to the pikemen. Now the pikemen may be able to give Bruzone the edge over here, stopping the elves from actually getting into a good, suitable formation. And wow, yeah, the Karas Galadron's Guardians there, getting a face full of javelins and another volley there. That is really unfortunate for Gandalf, because he really needs to save those units to be able to combat the Dunman Pikes. Oh my goodness! Well done to Bruzone there, saving his Entmoors for when it really mattered. The Karas Galadon's Guardians so bloodied up at this point. Now we do have the Rudar clansmen pushing past the pikemen to fight the Lornan archers in melee. Now these are just archers, but they're also elven archers, so they're going to be very tanky in melee. And now it looks like the remaining spear units, 28 men, are pushed in, and I believe that the Entmoors won't be able to volley anymore. Although they may have used up their ammunition, because now they're holding spears instead of the javelins. Very close battle so far. Now looks like Bruzone is actually closing the gap between the percentages, 41% to 58%. And here come the Entmoor troll hunters pushing on in. And that is definitely going to even things out here. And a lot of them, it looks like, are kind of charging past. I'm not 100% sure. But there we go. Gandalf is going to commit some more archers. The Blades of the Wood are being committed. There we go. And now it looks like Bruzone is actually committing his pikemen over here. We've got the Dunman pikemen pushing forward. So things have really kicked off on this side. In reserve, we got another Entmoor troll hunter. We have 2 units of Rudar clansmen. Let's see how things are going on over here. Another very intense melee. And over halfway through this battle, and definitely exhausting over half of the available manpower on the field. Oh, is it going to be enough? Those Entmore Troll Hunters, I'm not sure how elite they are, but they are very heavily armored, so I think they may be able to turn the tide a bit, but I think all of the Rudar swordsmen being lost like that just to the arrow fire, as you can see from the battlefield, I don't know if Bruzone is going to be able to come back from that. Now, interestingly enough, another tactical retreat here from Gandalf. Very interesting. Instead of keeping those swordsmen locked in melee, he's going to retreat. I don't know if he's worried about the Herondine nobles back here, but I wouldn't really be worried. In fact, he's almost given Bruzone an opening here to kind of get around and then charge into the flanks. But then again, maybe that's what Gandalf wants, is to bait his general down so that he could lock it in melee with the Alornan Mounted Company. Let's go ahead and run over to the other side here and see if everything has been committed. And how are those Entmores doing? Where are the Entmores? Has he pulled them out? We've got a unit of 123 here. Where's the other one? Don't tell me they've been slaughtered already. They're down to 10 men! Oh no! So I guess they're not as elite as I originally thought. We've even got the Mounted Company over here starting to cut them down. Oh, that is unfortunate. I thought that was going to be Bruzone's trump card, and he would be able to really do some damage there. How are the Dunman Pikemen doing, though? They've got 182. It says defeat is a distinct possibility, though. And is that another tactical withdrawal there? Yes, it looks like. Now, the Entmore Troll Hunters, they still have their javelins, so they could get a good javelin strike into the Alornan archers that are charging back into melee. There we go. I love the shields on these guys, though. So awesome looking. Let's jump over the mountaintop here and see what's happening with that general. Okay, so the general is still sitting back, which is fine. But surprisingly, he's pushing his forces down to challenge the remains of the elven units here. Again, we do have the spears at the very front there holding strong. We've got some axe throwers in melee there. 20 of the Karas Kaladon's spearmen are remaining. And there we go. Now we've got the general pushing in here, kind of moving around the flanks of the March Wardens of the Wood. Where's Gandalf's cab? There we go. Yeah, 24 versus 31. I think that we will have a very close engagement here. I believe that this is Gandalf's general as well. So we'll have to see who ends up winning that engagement. But I think it would be more of a disaster if the Rudar player lost his general than the Elven player losing his. Lothlorien is very, very strong. Look at them fighting with the maces there. That is really cool. I love the red wolf on the shield too. So did he end up going after the general? He has. Yes, we've got a pretty intense melee going on over here between the generals. I'm assuming that this is the general. We've got the red cloaked elven unit here, so that looks very much like a general. And actually, the fact that do we have any cavalry still fighting here? Yeah, this guy here is probably the general. He's got a very bloody axe in one hand and a bloody longsword in the other. And he's trying to push on through all of these elves. Let's run over to the other side very quickly and see what else is going on. It's just a huge stalemate at this point. Got the Entmore Troll Hunters here, down to 84. I mean, Gandalf's forces are looking quite depleted as well. Oh, we might have a tactical retreat here for those Dunman pikemen, just trying to pull them back to actually get them to put their pikes down and hold information. Oh no, but it looks like Gandalf has lost his general. Whereabouts is that now? Where's the cavalry engagement going here? Oh wow, so yeah, his general really powered on through. And is that the general? There's the general on the ground. Oh no. And as they get a huge rear charge into the backs of these elven units, now the elves are actually surrounded on this mountaintop. However, the balance of power is very even. 74% elves killed, 85% of the Rudar men are killed. And it looks like the general is once again disengaging. He should actually go up the slope and then rear charge all of the other elven units. Oh, wow. Wow, just like that, all of these units here are pretty much out of the fight. We've got a few swordmasters still going strong here. And is he going to flank around? It looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. And the general is... I believe the general is still alive here. I think Gandalf would know that this is happening, though. Yeah, he's disengaged some blades of the wood to try and stop that general. Where are you going? Gandalf, turn them around! Don't get charged in the back! Oh, no! Maybe he was trying to draw them a little bit closer so that he could take advantage of his more heavily armored units. Oh, where's the general here? There he is, right in the front lines. Such a crazy general. Dual wielding like that. Covered in blood. I love the beard. I wish there was a zoom in option for Medieval 2 here. Come on. How are we doing over here? Oh, it's come down to two very close flanks here. Oh, the Rudar clansmen, they're so numerous, but they're probably garbage in melee, so they're just not grinding the elves down enough. And Gandalf, on the other hand, he's got the heavily armored units, but they're so depleted at this point that he just really isn't making any headway against a unit of 158. What? No way! Where did he die? He died charging in once again to the blades? Oh no! So now both generals are dead. Really? Okay, so that's evened things out a little bit. However, the general's unit is still very much alive and just destroying the lighter infantry here. Come on, come on. 85% to 92% here. 93%. And I just love these elves over here who I think they know that like overall victory may not be certain, but they're just holding for as long as possible so that the elves on the other side of this mountaintop can secure the victory. Oh my goodness, what are we down to? We've got 12 Lornan Sword Masters here. We've got 8 March Wardens of the Wood. So we've only got like 15 men holding like 150 clansmen back. Oh my goodness, come on, you can do it. Is that the oh no, so it's only the Swordmasters that are left, I believe. Yeah, the Swordmasters, 9 men remaining here. Okay, so there's actually 2 units, I guess. Because there's 9 and 8, I believe. Yeah, 8 here. Thought there was 9 in the center, because there's another one over here, 7. Oh no, it's not looking good. And is that them breaking? I think Gandalf is trying to retreat one of the units away. Let's take a look at what we've got going on over here. Oh, this general's unit is still alive. Yeah, he's probably doing a lot of damage. Oh no, but the elves have powered on through. They've destroyed all that remains of the clansmen here. Rudar clansmen retreating, swordsmen retreating. Okay, interesting. But he still has to deal with that general. He can't just ignore it, surely. Got the Lornan Archers, Blades of the Wood still remaining. Another unit of Lornan Archers. Look at the Karis Galadon, the Guardians here. We've got 7 of these brave men on the battlefield, absolutely covered in blood, except this one guy at the back here who just has not contributed at all. Look at that. Thanks for the help, buddy. Wow. And how are we looking? So, yeah, looks like the Rudar clansmen have kind of conquered the side of the elves over here. But then the elves have come around and they've conquered this side. This is still very doable for Rudar Bruzone here. if he just singles out these very depleted units and just gets some really good solid charges, except you probably don't want to charge them. Yeah, well done, Bruzone, disengaging from that charge at the very last second. And now I feel like the rest of this battle is just going to be kiting maneuvers, trying to wear them down as much as possible. If you remember from the last battle that Gandalf had sent me, the last little while of the battle was just that general, that single general unit just charging in and out of units. It was absolutely insane. So yeah, he's forming up over here, just protecting his back. And I guess waiting for the clansmen to make the next move. Where is the clansmen? Okay, so the clansmen are coming over. Is it only the one unit, though? Yes, it looks like 132 clansmen remaining. And the general's bodyguard. And that's it. Oh, we made it just in time. Oh, that was a good charge. That was a really good charge. I almost missed that, too. Okay, disengage, disengage. Ah, he did lose one, but he killed a lot in that charge. Look at the dead. Look at the dead there. It's 92% to 95%. This is so close. And incredible to think, too, that we've got, what, 7 plus 7, so that's 14. And we've got 22, so that's 36. So we've got 70, roughly 80 men remaining on the battlefield, and that's 92% left. And then we've got like a unit of 132 over here, plus the general, and that's that's only 5% of their force. This is 8% of their force, so the elves definitely heavily outnumbered, but those archers definitely paid for themselves in this engagement. Look at this one man, too, this boss on the battlefield, covered in blood. You are getting a promotion, my friend. You are going to be captain of the next unit of the Caras Galadon Guardians. Be prepared to surrender that shield and sword and gain the Spear of Honor, the staunch line of spears. Huge charge there, just powering on through. Wow, and just not catching a lot of them. They did catch 2 in that engagement. Look at this boss. He's just leading the charge. Such a brave elf. I really hope that he is one of the units that survives in this battle. In fact, it looks like we... Oh, no, he's over here. Okay, never mind. Ignore him. Yeah. Oh, I hope this guy survives. I really hope he does. And they're just going for it. Wow, Gandalf's actually just going for it, charging into the clansmen, hoping to just break them. Oh, I'm nervous about leaving these nobles behind the lines, though. And unfortunately, I lost track of that one man. I don't know where he's gone off to. He must be engaged somewhere. Oh, no! Oh, no! Another charge from those nobles. But hopefully, the Lordran archers, as they retreat... Come on, don't let them escape like that. Don't let them escape. What are we at? 97 to 95%. How is this possible? Bruzone has come back. He is gaining the upper hand. That is insane. Oh, the clansmen, though. I don't know. It says victory seems certain, but we've got the Caras Galadon's Guardians in there. 7 men. And we've also got the archers in here, 6 men, but I don't know if they can do the job of taking all of those Rudar clansmen out. Another charge in there, and that's exactly when this noble unit is going to come in. Getting another charge into the backs of all of these men. Another one has been lost, though. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe this. 98% to 96%. And however, the Rudar clansmen are shaken. They are shaken. Oh, charging right through. Gandalf with 3 men holding back that bodyguard unit. This is absolutely insane. It's still 98% to 96%. And it looks like he is going to, Bruzone is going to leave his, oh no, he's going to disengage. He is going to disengage. I think that Rudar has this. 98% to 96%. I don't think he's going to be able. Gandalf's going to be able to win. And looks like the light infantry has broken as well. That is so unfortunate. The clansmen, they are exhausted. They're down to 81 men. Oh, nice, Gandalf. Actually disengaging his spearmen there. And it's down to 3. Oh my gosh. No, balance of power is heavily against him at this time. 99% of the elves have been killed, and 97% of the Rudarian have been killed. And it looks like Bruzone is actually going to take this one. What an amazing battle for both sides. And we've got one single elf remaining. Surely he cannot win this. He is taking down the... Oh, we actually have another one here. So they are trying to take down the remainder of that bodyguard. But Bruzone with that bodyguard, I think, single-handedly turned the tide of this battle. Amazing. Absolutely amazing battle. Thank you so much, Gandalf, for sending it in. I think, again, the Rudarian clansmen there, 78 men remaining. Just the sheer numbers of that unit. Wow. Absolutely insane. Yes, you can see Gandalf only deployed 1,200 men, and Bruzone deployed 3,330. Only 18 men remaining, and 632 for Bruzone. Unfortunately, we can't see Bruzone's kills. I would have loved to see how many that bodyguard got. But yeah, if we look at the archers here, we've got 250, 220 for the March Wardens, and then 354 and 390 for the Lorinand archers. Oh, those Karas Galadon's Guardians, 409 and 427. So they definitely paid for themselves. Swordmaster is doing well, 302. Yeah, absolutely amazing kills. The Mounted Company, one of them did pretty well, but the other two not so much. So I think the one that only got 35 kills were kind of dealing with those Rudarian cavalry at the very beginning. But that is it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. And I was just given quite a few replays by Starkiller. He has a YouTube channel, so if you haven't checked his channel out, please go ahead and do so. But he doesn't have time to record a lot of his Third Age replays, so he has given me a bunch of them. So expect some Third Age content within the next few weeks. Again, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.